Boom. Boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Destiny Child up today. So we got a few things to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so we got Ragna 16 online right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. As you can see on my screen, I have Berserk Artemis. This is one of the drawings that's within the summons. So if you take a look, you'll have, you've got the one pick for Simile. And you've got a pickup for Seth here, who's one of the actual the protagonists in the current setup here. And this is the one for Artemis, which I've already pulled on. I haven't put on the one for somebody yet, and so that one you can wait up on. But let's take a look. So we got Ragna 16. Now the Avatar Seth here is our who we'll be fighting against. So this is what he's like at level 40. And remember, this is the Seth Ragna boss. This is not what you're going to get. Your character will be a little bit different. But as you can see, he's got, you know, damage, buff blast, buff remover. So he's got debuff resistance plus 40%, and debuff duration cut by -60%. And all skill depth plus 70, except for weak point attributes for all allies. This is actually a pretty good set for a boss. So he's definitely going to be able to take you out pretty good in terms of that. But that's what you're going to be facing when you get up to the higher level at level 40. Okay, so it's a pretty good bit. So Seth is the boss. The standard setup within the raid shop. You know, clear each of the 5 rewards here, or the 4 rewards, and then the 5th you claim right here. I've already completed the first one. I got a copy of the first copy of Seth. You get another copy of him back here as well too. So the second pass is his staff. Third pass is lace. So this stuff would look good on Artemis, and then a Moonlight Heart choker. Okay. You get the 5 free a day, of course, to actually get more, because you do get 10 boosters a day. If you want to get, you know, to get the 5 others, you need to play the story mode. Any version, any story level. You can do 1-1-1 if you want. That's the way to get some red crystals that way. Red mats, so you know that you use for just, you know, for enhancing red characters and raising mats. So if you want to do that, that's real simple and real fast, and that'll get you, you know, as you do it, just run it, repeat it, and sooner or later you'll hit you'll come across a raid, and you run it, and you get another level, and you just have to do that 5 times, and that'll be able to use your 10 boosters for the day. And then you can run it afterwards, of course, if you want. I usually just go for the 10 boosters. That usually, you know, and then I might run it a little bit later in the evening or something. Takes a little while to get, you know, to get the 10 boosters. Once you get to Slayer, it's not that much of a problem. Slayer, you can use your 10 one right after the other, simply by just doing Slayer raids. But you got to beat him. You got to beat the boss at level 40 to get to the Slayer. So, you know, that first. Right now I'm at 20. I've done my 10. I did 10 yesterday, 10 today, so I'm at level 20. But you got to beat him on level 40 before you enter the Slayer raid. So that's what you got to focus on. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. There's not really a whole lot going on this Ragna season. We've got the standard Devil Pass is up, of course. Same as always. A 5-star ticket when you complete it. If you do decide to purchase to remove the seal, you will get Seth. Copy of Seth. You'll get Seth's Hot Spring outfit, and you will get Artemis's Hot Spring outfit as well if you purchase the seal. So that's another chance to get a set for him. Inside the Ragna break, of course, you have the Ragna missions. Complete all 39 and you get another copy of Seth. Then, of course, you just complete these as you go through. These are basically just clearing the story modes and stuff like that. You know, using the tickets and getting a certain amount of damage and spending enough coins to complete that. It's fairly easy. You should not have any trouble getting to it within the time frame that the Ragna break season is up. Mission pass is up, same as always. 2 purchases, one for Simulate and one for Artemis. Then you have the limited mission. I got him on the 3rd. I did get him on the 3rd pool, Artemis, so didn't have to run up on that. I haven't pulled for Simulate yet. Wrong one. So I haven't had a chance to look on that one yet. I'll start pulling on that one pretty soon. Trading mission, as always, just, you know, get them, level them up. Now, here's another thing that you can do here. Ignition. Okay, you, as well as getting the character, taking it to 50, then breaking it to 60, and then uncapping it up to +6. You can also applying ignition and get some more rewards in terms of ignition cores. You can get some as rewards. So that's a good way to do it. And of course, that applies to all 3 characters. You have it for Seth, Simulate, and Artemis. All 3 characters have that option in the mission pass. And other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. There's nothing that's changed in terms of that. Ragna break is still the same. As you can see from his info, he's a debuffer and he's light. Okay, so you're going to want to try to bring dark. Okay, because that will make it a little bit different. Remember, this C, as it says, boss skills may differ from child you can acquire. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you're going to get when you get Seth, because I'm pretty sure I have 1 copy of him right now. So let's just focus on the light. And right here is Seth. So this is what you're going to get, substitute Seth. Okay, and as you can see, his leader buff is debuff duration +15 for dark type enemies. So again, nothing useful in terms of Ragna break or world boss events. Okay, standard character. It's got a pretty good set. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this set. Okay, so you know, should be a fairly decent character once you get him up. Nothing, you know, nothing to quote write home about. Let's take a look at Berserk Artemis, and you will see that Artemis here is also, she's got a tap skill final blow +15 for dark type allies, but in raids it's +20% added for dark type allies. So she is one that you definitely might want to consider using inside of this and inside of this particular boss, because the boss is light, so you want to bring dark. So putting in a bunch of dark characters, you know, in your team, and you can actually have a final blow +20% added for dark types if you use her as a leader. So it's something to consider. You know, she's not going to be super powerful unless you do a bunch of draws on her to get her up to 60 +6, and then of course it'd be useful. But if you want to give her a try, especially if you're a newer player, she could be helpful on this particular Ragna break boss, as it is a light boss. So again, get in there, knock it out, see what you can do. They got the story up. Okay, I'm not going to spoil the story for anyone, but it does look pretty interesting. So it might be something that you want to check out. You're going to, and you get to see a little bit about the characters, and a little bit about their backstory, and how Artemis plays into it. And this is her. I've got her up to 50, and she is S class. So this is what she looks at S class. She looks. She's not quite as, doesn't have quote bling until you get her to S class. That's when she does the transformation to the S class formation. So this is what she is at S class. Berserk Artemis is on the screen. All right. So again, that's everything for it. Going to be up. Ragna break season. So it's going to be up for another. It's up for 2 weeks. So it's going to be up for 12 more days. So get in there, knock it out. Like I say, you get 10 boosters. You want to make sure that you at least do 10 a day. Okay. You will get 5 from the raid shop. Okay. and that's going to leave you with 5 boosters left. Then just go into, after you've done that, just go into the story mode. Run anything that you want. You can run 1, 1, 1. This one right here is a good one to run. It gives you a crystal. Okay, this is what you need to enhance your the mats that are required to take your character to a 6 star. Okay, you need these mats right here. Okay, to take them up to 60 plus 6. You need to have these mats right here to enhance her from 50 up to 60. So you need to get these. These are the, so this is 1-1. This is the first stage. Running this will get you those mats, and you'll complete it fast, which is what you want to do, because you're really not focusing on this. What you want to do is you want to hit repeat, hit retry, and then just set it like 10 or 20. But make sure that you have this box checked. Okay, if you don't have this box checked, it will ignore the raid that you get and continue going, and then it'll continue running until 10 and stop. But if you have this box checked, when it hits a raid, it'll stop and let you claim the raid so that you can run it. And you just do that until you run 5 times. It took as long today. It took me about 18 or 19 repeat battles before I had the 5 that I needed. Sometimes it's quicker. Okay, so it's a little hit and miss as to when it happens, but it generally happens pretty good. Okay, and just make sure that box is checked, because so that when you do see the raid, it will pause and ending the repeat battle and allow you to choose the raid, set your team up, and go do it right then and there. And then once that's done, you just come back into the story to your screen, hit repeat, and then start it all over again. Okay, until it finds another one. Then do that. Then another one. See, you can't. Reason you want to stop it is because if you don't stop it, it's going to take that raid, but it's going to bypass it. It's going to set that raid up, and you'll see it right here. You'll see discovered by, and discovered by you, and it'll have your name there. But that's the only one you'll get. You can't have multiple ones. So once it gets one in here, it's going to complete the repeat battle, and you're not going to get another boss. Okay, so it's best to just check the box when it discover raid, set it, run it, beat it. Okay, go back into story, repeat again until another one comes. Do it, and do that 5 times. That will allow you to use your boosters. Do not let your boosters go to waste. It's also best to only use a booster on bosses that you've summoned. Okay. Try to only use them on bosses you've summoned. I know it's, if you want to get through the day, once you get into Slayer, I'm not at 40 yet, so I can't get to Slayer. But once you get into Slayer, and you use your 5 inside the raid shop, a lot of times I'll just use, sometimes if I'm rushing and don't have time to focus on summoning bosses, I will go ahead and run the 5 boosters that I have left over and just use those in the Slayer raid when I'm doing other, participating in other bosses. But yeah, it's up to you. But you get more from the booster because it gives you more rewards. Okay, you get triple the amount of Ragna coins. Okay, so by using, because you get 3 in the you get 3 levels. But if you get 3 levels if it's your boss, but you only get 2 levels if it's somebody else's boss. Okay, so by using it on ones that you summoned, you get that 3rd level of coins, and you get triple level on that. So it's more. Okay, it can be up to like 5,000 if you use it on a boss that you've summoned, and maybe only be like 35 or something like that on a boss that you didn't summon. So you get a lot more rewards if you use that booster on one that you summon. Just remember that. Okay, it's not you have to, it's just better that way. So that's what I do. I try to until I get to Slayer raids, and on days Slayer raids when I have time, I'll do 15 to 20 a day. Right now I just do 10 a day just to get to 40, because it's boring running the levels. Once you get to Slayer raid, you can just click Slayer raids, and there's always raids up. So there's no wait. You can just do it in one sitting. So you can just knock them out real quick. Maybe spend like an hour doing raids. and you'll run 15, 20 raids easy and get a lot of rewards for it. But doing this way, but that's because Slayer raids you're participating in other people. So because there's other people throwing up Slayer raids, there's a lot of people, so there's a lot of bosses up, so you don't have to worry about going to hunt for a boss or setting up a boss of your own by running story modes. There's always one there for you, so it just makes it a lot easier. So that's what the Slayer raid. So you want to get to 40, but you got to beat it at 40 before Slayer raid will open up, and that's where the coins at. This is where you'll get your 80% of your coins will end up coming from here, 75-80%. Okay, because these are going to go up. Okay, as the last level, I think it's like when you clear this level, the 5th level, and get him, the next level that comes up is where you get skins, spa skins, outfits and costumes and stuff like that. Some of the really good stuff, but you're looking at 100,000, 200,000 coins for that, and you can get that. I've got them before, but you really have to focus, and you really have to do a lot of Slayer raids. Okay, so that's why, and that's because that's how faster you get more coins and faster that way. So it just that's why you want to get to it as fast as possible. So at least do your 10 a day. You can do as many as you want. You can do 30 a day. Okay, you're not, those last 20 you're not going to get any extra rewards for, but you will get to Slayer a lot faster because you'll be beating the level 40 boss much faster. But I've just been, I take my time and run it up, getting some mats here. So, and you see, as you spend your coins, use Ragna coins. That's another way to clear this to get to the 39 that you need. Plus, you get a little rewards on the side. So, yeah, that's what I do. So, I'll run my 10 tomorrow, get it up to 30, and then I'll run my 10 the next day. So, the day after tomorrow, I'll hit 40, and then for the next, 9 days, I'll have Slayer raids up. And there's no need to really knock yourself out to get to Slayer raid as fast as you can. Just take your time and get to it. And then once you get to it, do some in the morning, run all your boosters, get those taken care of, and then maybe sit down in the evening. These recharge. You get boss. These don't. Those reset daily, but these throughout the day. These will actually automatically regenerate, and you get more, or you can, as you can see, just purchase more. So you can run a lot of raids if you want to. Okay, so that's what it is. So pretty good setup. Another season in the bag, but yeah, Artemis looks like she'd be a pretty good setup for this particular raid boss. You will see a summon in here as well. If you're a newer player, this is something you might want to consider. Okay, these are bosses these are childs that would be very good for this boss. Okay. As you can see, you've got Thisbe. Of course, Thisbe's good for everything. I think it's Neptune. Pretty sure that's Neptune. And then you've got. I think I'm actually using him in my actual battle things. Yeah, I'm using. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm using Pantheon. I'm using Fredge. And I am using, yeah, that's Neptune. I thought it was Neptune. I've been alternating, trying different stuff, seeing if anything helps. Because I'm only at level 20, so I'm not having any trouble at all beating the boss at level 20. I'm beating it within a minute. Beating her, him, because it's Seth. I get Seth. Seth and Hilda are the two I'm seeing right now. But yeah, I've been beating them pretty much within a minute. I think it took like a minute 10 seconds on the 20. So I should be able to beat it might take 2 runs to beat the 40. I doubt very seriously if I'll get it in 1. I might, but not. My dark team's not exactly the greatest in the world. So but it is what it is. But I'll track this bit here in replace of Elizabeth and see if that helps out a little bit. But Neptune's great. Okay, you should be focusing on Neptune, and she's excellent inside of PvP, and she is excellent for anything that's dark. But she's super popular inside of PvP. Let me go see. Not wrong. Not Thornhouse Reincarnation. I want Devil Rumble. Let's see if we can find. Okay. Not too many ever today. But I will go in here sometimes and I will see her, all 5. Every single person will have Neptune as their healer. So that lets you know how good she is. As you can see, you'll find Thisbe quite often as well too. Okay, just the same, you'll find Dana quite often too. Just to let you know that Dana is still the best defender in the game. Okay, and as you can see, we've got a mix of people here, but these are pretty, these are fairly low. I'm up at 163, but yeah. So Bathory's pretty common as well too. Eve, of course, is still common. Chang, still common. The thing about it is Thisbe replaces Chang. Okay, if you got Thisbe there, you really don't need Chang, because if you look at Thisbe's talent, Chang is a time manipulator. She's a time manipulator. You get to rage faster with her. But if you look at Thisbe, she does the same thing. Skill gauge, charge speed plus 12 for all allies, and during PvP, 8 for water type allies. So she can replace. She replaces Chang. So that's why you won't see Water Chang, in as much anymore. Chang also has a wood attacker version, which for some reason has not caught on. Which is really unfortunate. Usually when they come out with the second version of a child, it's pretty good, but she's never caught on. But yeah, so you won't see Chang as much, even though we do see her twice here. But as you can see, a lot of people have Thisbe. Running both Chang and Thisbe, a little bit of overkill there. That's quite a bit of the skill gauge manipulation, but might be a little bit too much. But as you can see, so this is my ignition. You see, I got Eve maxed out, working on Mafdet Dana, and now working on Thisbe and Neptune. I alternate sometimes if I'll put Banshee in there to see, but Banshee's not becoming. Banshee hasn't taken on either, as let's hoping she would. But Neptune and Thisbe seem to be two pretty good choices. Eve, always a good choice. I don't see Mafdet very often, and when I do see Mafdet, most of the time I see it's the water version of Mafdet. Okay, which is, she's good for a world boss. But yeah, I see her a lot inside of PvP as well too. But yeah, there's, as you can see, any of these teams can be easily made, so you should be able to make a combination. I like to look, I'll go in and I'll look, and if I lose a battle, which I do on occasion, I'll check and see what team beat me and try to see how they beat me, and it may be something. That's how I discovered Neptune. I had not been using Neptune. I'd been using Bot, who was serving well, but then I started facing a lot of people and started seeing Neptune quite frequently. I've had, like I said, numerous times. I've seen I've seen at least 3 or 4 of these people. All of them had Neptune as their healer, and since I had her at 60 and 3, I decided to go ahead and give her up and give her a try. She's got a pretty good skill set. So, but yeah, that's what I use her for. But yeah, so there's just things to take a look at. So but yeah, light boss, go with dark if you got it. If you don't, just okay, because light and dark offset. So you want to use against a light boss, you want to use dark. Against a dark boss, you want to use light, because they have the damage mitigation against each other. But you can feel free to use the others. You just won't get the buff, but they'll still won't take extra damage or anything. But so you can feel free to use water, or even fire if that's what you've got as a better team. But you want to try to go heavy on dark if you can. Okay. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. To subscribe, you'll see a bell. Click on the bell to be notified each time I do drop a video. Also remember to like and share the channel, as it will help the channel immensely. So this is Ken Rear, coming at you from the corner, signing out.